Are y'all ready? It's time. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Moments with Mama Sue. I'm Mama Sue Roseberry, and if you're joining with us tonight in real time, it is making my day already for you to be here. Y'all already know connecting with you is the very best part of my day. And then for those of you who will join with us in replay, I'm just as excited about you because that means that keeps our numbers growing. And I love when you are here. I am absolutely excited about your being here. We hope that you will like and share this broadcast so we can make our numbers just balloon way up. And if you're enjoying Moments with Mama Sue, and I believe you are because y'all keep coming back and encouraging my heart and lifting my spirits, putting a smile on my face, and I absolutely love interacting with all of you. We're glad to see those of you who are always the first in the building. I'm always tickled to see who is the first one to join in, and today the first post was Kiki. So hey Kiki, we're glad that you were the first in. And Lori, our greeter, is out there, and she'll be going up and down in the chat and letting everybody know what's happening. We're just real glad that you're here for today. We have a wonderful time planned, and we're just going to have a good time, some good moments, some positive, uplifting conversation. We want to remind you about the things that are going on around us that we'd still love for you to participate in. For those of you who haven't already got it, Miss Annie is available. Miss Annie from way down south. I've had the opportunity to share that story on a number of occasions here recently, and it is so much fun, y'all. So if you don't already have it, grab it now for that young person in your life that would love to have a colorful, fun story to read and enjoy, and you'll be able to share that with them along with the audio files that you can download, which will have all of me singing the story and a version for you to sing along with as well. So grab that today via my website at www.sueroseberry.com. And then I also have some other merchandise that you all may not have thought about or don't have. And if you don't, I want you to have it. It's Thoughts from the Heart. It's a daily thoughts and inspirational quotes perpetual calendar. And I love saying that because that means it never ever goes out of style. You can use it over and over and over. All it has is the date. It does not have a year. So you can have a little bit of Mama Sue for every day of your life. And there are inspirational quotes and thoughts that the Lord has downloaded to me that I think may just inspire you and bless you. And if you'd like to have that, you can also purchase that merchandise via my website. And then on last time that we were together, I started repping for St. Jude's Hospital. That t-shirt, Love Music Stop Cancer, is available. You can just head on over to stjude.org and order a shirt like that today. And if there's a space somewhere over there and they ask you, where did you get that idea from? Tell them Mama Sue sent you and that I was wearing it because our children are so precious, and what they do at St. Jude's for families with sick children is absolutely amazing. I listened to a promo the other day that said it's the most wonderful place that you never want to go. And we hope that we never have children who are sick with this terrible disease, but if they are, knowing that we are contributing to something that helps make life a little bit easier for these parents that are caring for their babies who are sick is real important to me. Then I want you guys to follow along with me now. And if you're looking for a guest for something that you're having coming up, an MC, a soloist, I do all kinds of things, storytelling, workshop, call me and we will try to make it happen because that's what I really, really enjoy doing most. Well, we're up to the time where I get to introduce my special guest for tonight. Y'all, I'm telling you, I have been excited about this for days, 4 days. And I try to get my rest in, but sometimes at night I get so wound up and excited. This particular gentleman I met, it's been such a short time ago, but then it seems like it's been a long time too, because we have such a wonderful fellowship together. I met Sheriden as part of the Clubhouse audio app when we were on there during the pandemic and we were all isolated and doing what we were doing. I got to meet this amazing young man. He is a creative, he is a producer, he's an artist, a songwriter, a musician, and just so many things all wrapped up into one wonderful package. So today I want you to give a great big warm Mama Sue's family welcome and join me in welcoming Mr. Sheriden Williams. Hey, Sheriden.
Hey, Mom, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for joining me today.
It's my pleasure. It's absolutely my pleasure.
Sheriden is in Louisville, Kentucky, y'all. How's the weather in Louisville today?
Mama Sue, it was warm this morning, and I got in trouble too, because my wife sent my youngest baby out to daycare with a coat. Well, I felt it outside. I'm like, it's warm. So there was a jacket in the car. I gave her the jacket instead of the coat. Mama, it dropped like 15 or 20 degrees. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
dads,
Yeah.
dads like me. Let me just not say all dads, but dads like me. But it's to answer your question, it's a little chilly outside right now.
Well, it's warm up in here because there's so much love and so much respect for you, Sheridan. And I really appreciate you carving out just a little time to talk to me on today because you're such a busy human being.
Yes, ma'am. But listen, when Mama Sue calls, you go. I'm just saying.
Well, I am glad that that is the case and that you are here. Listen, we want to talk a little bit about what you have going on in your world because we know that you are. Let me see, let's start kind of toward the beginning because you weren't always a producer,
Right.
but you were always. When did you start playing music?
So officially, I started playing. I was around 15 when I started to take it seriously. Before that, I kind of tinkered. I have videos, VHS cassette tapes in the other room of me playing when my dad pastored a church in Paducah, Kentucky. So it's a stretch me saying this, but I was his lead musician because the membership in the church, I mean, it exceeded our family a little bit, but not by much. Um, but I started tinkering then. But I took it seriously when I was 15 at Great Bethel Temple. And my mentor, godmother, Yolanda Floyd, she took me under her wing and she made sure she gave me the right push to take it. I won't even say to the finish line, but to take it forward and to take it more seriously.
Oh, wow. So you are a PK.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Pastor's kid.
Yes,
So
that's
he
right.
had he was fortunate to give birth to his choir, the usher board, the pastor's aide, all of that. You have how many siblings, Sheridan?
I have four siblings, so I'm one of five. I have
And where are you in the lineup?
I'm next to the baby. I have a sister that's younger than me. Then Celeste is older than me. Then she has two older than her. I have my older brother and my sister.
Ah, so when you were coming along in the church, did you find that it was um, expected of you that you would learn how to do ministry? Was that an expectation?
I think yeah, I would definitely say yes, not from a negative standpoint, but yes, just because it's what we had to do. Especially when we were serving at Dad's church. It's what we had to do. There was nobody else there to do it in the beginning days. So, we had to do it. Now we didn't know we were laying the foundation for another pastor and church to come and take that up because shout out to them, Christ Temple of Paducah. They built about I want to say about 10 years ago, they built a new facility because they busted out of the old facility. They had too many members. So, um, but that groundwork, it was definitely an expectation there.
And there were other things that went along with just doing ministry because even though you were playing an instrument, there were expectations for you as far as um, having a life that adorned ministry as well. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My parents did good at leading the example for that, though. So we kind of just followed what we saw.
Ah, so what was your favorite thing about church life? Because we always hear the horror stories from PK kids about, I couldn't wait until I got out of church, and my dad and my mama they made me do this, but you're still in church, so they did something right, and you're
Absolutely.
still a God lover and a man of God and leading your family in the ways of the Lord, so they did something right. What was the favorite thing that you can remember about serving as a child in ministry, as a young person coming up
Well,
in
my,
the church?
my favorite memories as a kid coming up in the church, beyond just playing, is ministering alongside my dad. I had him till I was 17 years old. Um, and I mean, just being able to do what I do and see him do what he does and to support him. He was actually pastoring in Paducah and we were living in Louisville for about the first year that he pastored. And so sometimes he would go down in the middle of the week, have Bible study, and he would let me come and stay with him in Paducah, um, while he was, you know, doing that ministry, and Mama and the rest of the kids were here in Louisville. So, I mean, he made sure that he was that example for me. So being able to be beside him and to learn from him, not knowing that I would soon lose him, was probably my favorite moments in ministry.
Ah, so you learned a lot from your dad, and I've always heard you speak about him with so much admiration. Was he your larger than life icon for growth and everything that you ever aspired to be in life?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've heard it said before, and I kind of borrowed this. I didn't want to be like my dad. I wanted to be my dad. Like I wanted to be him.
Oh.
So he was, yeah, he was Superman. He's still Superman in my heart, in my mind.
Uh, we grow up around our parents, and sometimes we don't even realize until they're gone the magnitude of how important they really, really were and what they really, really did. And I think about that all the time when I watch celebrity children and they're talking about their parents, or you wonder, do you know your mama is really famous? They don't really know. She just mama to me, or
Right.
she just grandmama to me, or whatever. But sometimes they don't know the way. But it sounds to me like all the time you revered and understood the magnitude of the man who was your dad.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What was a lesson that you think he dropped on you that you're working hard to make sure that you continue to fulfill?
Take care of your family, because he never let us want for anything. He always did everything that he could, not only to take care of us, but to make sure that he was setting us up in the future for future occurrences, not knowing what it would be. My dad was such the man that he was going to school while he was doing this pastor, and he was nursing. So yeah, he was
Wow.
he was doing a lot. But he had some goals that he wanted to accomplish, but he could not sacrifice us for his goals. So he took care of us first.
Wow. That is so amazing. That is
Yes, ma'am.
so amazing. Because, we hear so much about African American families and the breakdown in families, and to see that role model established for you by your dad and your mom, and growing up with your siblings. And then now you being a young man and having a family and setting that kind of role model for your children. Tell us about your little family
Oh man.
and those amazing girls in your life.
So three girls in my life. Of course, my wife Chanel, who is super mom. She's mothering right now. Then I have Cadence. She is my oldest, and she's absolutely amazing. A handful of everything. And then Chloe is the comedian. She's four.
She
Cadence is 9, and Chloe is definitely the 4-year-old comedian. She knows too much, mama. She knows way too much. It's crazy. You have conversations with her, and I'm oftentimes telling my wife I have to remind myself she's 4, because this is crazy. Like I don't. Mama having conversations with a 4-year-old at this magnitude. It's hilarious. But they're my pride and joy. They're my heart.
Ah, that is so special. That is so special. And I love those girls. I've had the opportunity to meet them, to see them in person, and they are just so sweet and just so bright and brilliant. Listen, we're going to continue talking to Sheridan, but we're going to give you just a second as we pause for a station ID, and then we'll be right back. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Miss Annie from way down south. She's loud, she's fun, but you'd better watch out. Put on your seatbelt and take the rollicking ride with the unpredictable Miss Annie as she whips and turns and drives straight into your heart. Own it today at www.sueroseberry.com. Absolutely. If you're just joining in with us, my guest for today is the incomparable Sheridan Shanwi Williams. He is a producer. And as I just read in the comments section, somebody said, "Girl dad, takes a special man to be a girl dad, Sheridan."
Yes, ma'am. It does. It takes a lot, but I'm here for it
Absolutely.
though. I'm absolutely here for it.
Well, now we were talking about your journey and how you started as a musician, and you play keys, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And everything associated with it. I'm going to tell y'all, Sheridan, I'm going to call him a technological wizard. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say technological wizard because it sounds better than saying geek.
That,
Because
that I'm definitely a geek.
I mean, gadgets and gizmos and anything electronic that plugs up, that connects. He does all of that. And I don't know how he keeps it all straight, but there's something different about the way your mind works. What, what is that goes on where you're so consumed and so passionate about the technological side? Because that's kind of feeding into what you do as a producer.
Absolutely. So I don't know where it. Well, let me say I don't know where it started. Um, I have a video of one of those VHS cassettes where I was playing and something wasn't working, and I don't know if I wiggled a cord on the back of the keyboard, and I don't know why I needed two keyboards at 9 years old and I couldn't play three-finger chords, but I apparently did in that moment. So, but I was laughing to myself because I'm like, I've always been like this. Where did this come from? But it's definitely served me well in that I'm able to. Now I work for one of my best friends. His name is Michael Lacey. He does backline and sound. Shout out to Midwest Backline and Lacey Boy Productions. And I'm able to add to that situation because he really doesn't know the technological side. So I can come in and make sure that everybody's accommodated. Based on what they need. Also, my personal situation at church, I'm one of three band members. We have a bass player and a drummer, and I play multiple keyboards to fill up the sound. And it's something that I challenged myself to do because I love to do it. I like those challenges. But to answer your question, everything that I've learned to do has come from that need to know about the tech. But it definitely serves me well, especially in production. I absolutely love it.
And having an amazing ear. Because I'm telling you, some of the stuff you hear, I be like, you say, you hear so and so? Nah, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear goose egg. I don't hear anything, but your hearing is so keen, and the way that you listen, you're listening for something, obviously frequencies and all kind of stuff. I don't want to say you could hear a dog whistle, but golly, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, being so in tune and being able to hear so very well. So, as a producer, there are pitfalls that people fall into because they don't have good production. Do you think is the most common pitfall for people that don't have good production?
I'd say one of the biggest pitfalls is not understanding what a producer does. Because there are a lot of people who would think that since they're proficient at an instrument, that automatically makes them a producer. That actually does not. There's the musical side of it is probably 5%. There's so many logistics to it that you have to have that stuff lined out, and it's a lot of it is things that you can learn. You just have to be in the right environment with people who will tell you, "Hey, this is what this is. Hey, this is what that is." And I'm actually doing that with my godson now. It's a rewarding experience, but yeah, that would definitely be one of the main pitfalls is not understanding what production is.
Okay, so then since that's a pitfall, and there are a number of artists that I see that are on with us watching tonight, what is a producer? What do they do?
Well, a producer, and I'll take this from one of my producer friends. Shout out to Chris Adams. Producer takes your idea from concept to completion. He said that he coined that phrase, and essentially what it is you can take a song that somebody recorded on a voice note, and you can turn it into a song that somebody's listening to on the radio, and it goes from taking that voice note and putting piano to it or guitar if you play guitar or whatever musical instrument to accompany that to bring forth the idea so that other musicians can gravitate to that idea, connect with the idea, and then begin to have the musical conversation that complements the idea and elevates the idea. Then putting those pieces together and kind of taking it through the assembly line of production, getting that editing done to where it sounds polished, then getting the mixing done to where it sounds leveled and it has more personality, then getting the mastering done to where it's the shrink wrapping of that, and then moving that on to uh, uploading that to digital platforms, or getting that pressed to CD, or getting that pressed to albums, and then yeah, so on and so forth. But yeah, from concept to completion.
Well, and some would say y'all are kind of miracle workers in some respect because there are some things that I have heard, and I wondered, when I heard the real deal and it
Mhm.
wasn't the studio version of that, is this the same person? Is it
Yeah, there are a lot of
because
tools out
y'all can do a whole lot of stuff?
there. Yeah, there are a lot of tools out there that help elevate production. Some in this day and age promote perfection, but I kind of like the raw and the real. So just a little correction here, be it pitch correction, or be it cleaning up something that you did on an instrument. Maybe you made a flub. The tools that we have now in this generation are crazy, crazy phenomenal.
But of course, they do not take away the need for people to have something to work with.
Absolutely.
And there's no way to produce a good song from a bad song.
Right. That is correct.
So you got to have something to work with. Well, you're also an artist because I know that even though you don't sing, you write, and you have a single that's out right now. In fact, for everybody that's watching and looking today, I want to share with you this visual and ask you all to please follow Sheridan. And he's on all of these social media platforms. He's out here in these social media streets on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and that little hand is the Clubhouse because he's got a couple of rooms on Clubhouse that we'll let him talk about in just a moment. But he has a single out, Thank You, that you can download and stream featuring Darnell Williams. And I have heard it, y'all, and it's an amazing song. So you can download it and stream it. All right, download and stream. You want to tell us a little bit about the story behind Thank You?
Yes, ma'am. So I was actually sitting in a rehearsal, and we were playing some soft music behind the director. The director was talking, and I've been in so many situations. It's funny now going back to this story, how I'm reminded of the amount of songs that I've written in times of prayer when somebody else was praying. But I mean, I felt the music, but I didn't know what was coming with the music. But I pulled my phone out, started recording. I said, yeah, I have to record this because this is going to be a song. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be a song. So later on, got the words to the song, put it all together. And yeah, we put the song together. I reached out to my friend Sam James, who sings with the Williams Singers. I said, man, you think Darnell would sing on this song? He said, man, what? Hit him up. Hit him up. He'll do it. Hit him up on social media. He'll answer you. And he did it. I mean, he's one of the nicest guys, one of the nicest people I've worked with. And I mean, for their following, for him to oblige me to lead this song, it's I'm humbled. But I mean, he murdered. He killed this song so bad. He's a problem.
Ooh,
Shout out to them
yes,
on their new record
Lord.
too.
Yes, the Williams singer. Ooh, he's real good on this song. And
Yeah.
I've downloaded it, and I need to encourage all of you all to do it as well. We love to support independent artists and what they have going on. And the way you do that is by downloading their music, by streaming their music. And we know everybody's paying for streaming subscriptions. That's $9.99. And we probably, a stream, you got to have like 1,500 or so before you even get $1 or some ridiculous amount. So the streams will not keep anyone afloat. But if you know an independent artist, the way that you can really support them is go to their go to their social media platforms, blow them up with your following, and encourage your friends, like and share what they put on their Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all of those platforms, and then interact with them on there. Don't just like it and scroll on by. Go ahead and put a little post or a comment for engagement, so that that shows the algorithms that there's somebody who's really interested in what they're doing. Follow them on YouTube. And oh, while I'm at it, follow me on YouTube. Go to
Come on
YouTube
now.
and follow on YouTube. Be a subscriber, because when those numbers come up, and Sheridan can attest to this, then you get an opportunity to monetize those platforms, because they'll put commercials on those particular channels, and give you an opportunity to monetize what you're doing. And as independent artists, because we don't have a label backing us and supporting what we're doing, we depend on the support of those who say, child, I love that song. I love that song. Ooh, that song, when you sung that song. Okay. So we need you to support that and do that. That's what we depend on. That's what we depend on. I want to give a shout out while we're looking to all the people who are watching with us tonight. We got Lori and Kiki and Letha and Mayetta. And then Joni is on with us tonight. And Lady Ethel Williams, Robin Hocker Fuller, Cece is on tonight. Cheryl Jones. We've got Lamar Scales. Hey, Lamar. And we've also got Barbara Norwood, all the way from Houston. We've got Julia Blaylock, Ruby Byers, Mariella, Angie is with us tonight. Yvonne Matthews is on watching, Brenda Alexander, and the incomparable Celeste, who is Sheridan's
Oh,
blood sister. He mentioned her earlier, is on. Joyce Artist. We're just glad to have everybody. And believe me, I go back through. If you're watching and didn't put your name in the chat, then engage with me. Say something other. And when I go back in the replay, I always comment and respond to everybody that's on. Sheridan, let's talk about a little something that we've been doing together of late, that is called
yes, ma'am. Yes,
collaborations.
ma'am. I'm looking so forward to it.
Yeah, tell me what collaborations means to you. Now, I'll tell y'all just at the outset, collaborations is the name of the CD project that is going to be coming out from yours truly a little bit later on this year. And we've been working on it. We did the live recording in Louisville back in November, and Sheridan has been on board as a co-producer on this project. So, Sheridan, talk a little bit about it and what it's been like for you working with yours truly.
Listen, collaborations, working on collaborations has been a joy. It's definitely been amazing, especially to work with you, Mama Sue, because you're one of the warmest people, and I think everybody who look, I got Chloe knocking on my door now, um, but one of the warmest people that I know, um, and one of the warmest people just to experience, but just working with the team, it's been an experience. It's definitely been a great experience. Shout out to Quadria Salters, who has done the bulk of the heavy lifting of production. He produced the 5 live songs. I think it was 5. We did 5 live, and then he also produced the majority of one of the other songs. I Got Jesus, that's coming out. Yeah, quartet. Um, so he did, and I mean he did his best work. If you've heard Quad's work, he does amazing, and he's quick too. It's crazy. It's like phenomenal. Like, yeah,
Mm,
it's crazy. But I got to serve on logistics on this one, and in a musical capacity. I sat alongside Quad and did a lot of the colors, and I'm producing, or produced, not producing because it's done. Um, Best Christmas, your Christmas song that I'm so excited to get out. I mean, that's, yeah, that might be. I can't pick a favorite on the record, Mama Sue. I can't pick a favorite. But no, just the whole experience, getting to bring everybody together, um, and to work together on this to not only support you, but to bring to life the gift that God has placed inside of you has been nothing short of amazing. Even from meeting everybody, getting to meet Gerard and your other brother. Forgive me, I forgot his name. Uh,
Greg.
yeah, listen, Gerard is the comedian. He gonna make sure you remember his his name. But Gerard and Greg, and just being able to do this also with family. One of the greatest things about it, Mama Sue, is we were able to bring together some of our clubhouse family, some people that we had never met in person, but people who show up for us week after week after week just to be a support to this movement. So yeah, I mean this collaborations like what we've done has been amazing. And you spearheading that, you leading the team, but what the doors that it's opening up and that it's going to continue to open up, it's going to be nothing short of amazing. So I'm looking forward to releasing the project and moving forward with everything. And I want to personally, I know I tell you all the time, but I'm gonna keep on telling you, thank you for trusting me to be a part of this project.
Ah, well, you're so kind and so humble about your gift and the things that you bring to the table. And you've mentioned Quadrius. He's going to be my guest on the first Monday of April for Moments with Mama Soon. We'll be talking more with him and just getting to know him and all of the amazing creatives who lent their talents to this project. And all of them just bigger than life, could do some on their own, but the fact that they would just honor me by sharing their talents with me has meant so much. And I believe that what I am trying to do with this whole project is mirror what I think God wants us to do for the kingdom. And that is to be able to work together because we certainly need one another in order to be the best that we can be. I need you. You need me. Come on, Hezekiah Walker's
Yep.
tune, written by David Frazier. You know, we
Uh-huh.
need one another in order to be our very, very best. And
Mhm.
I had never worked with any of these producers or musicians before. And so it was a faith walk. But can I tell you that the melding of personalities and getting together was like we had known each other for so long? Because tell them about the rooms where we came in contact with one another on Clubhouse, because you had one of those rooms.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and then shout out to Celeste too, because Celeste was a huge
Hmm.
part logistically of that too. Yeah, she kept us in order. But so every Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Was 9 p.m., but 9:30 p.m. and we coming back this week, Mama. So, we have a room.
Okay, glad you told me. I try to show up.
We have a room called "Let Me Hear Your Song" that actually came together organically. We were all, and I say we producers were in a room, producers and musicians, and we were just talking it up, talking about records, and it was brought up. There are a lot of records that you know that people have produced that nobody ever hear. Number one, because maybe they didn't have the marketing budget, or maybe they didn't have the machine of a label behind them, or you know, we don't know what it is, but these records won't be heard. And my first question is why? Because like music is everything to me. So I said, man, I'm gonna create a room to where we can listen to some of these records. I mean, if you got these records on your hard drive or whatever's going down, I need to hear these records. It was kind of selfish too, because I just love new music. There's nothing like hearing new music like at all. There's nothing in the world like it besides getting the Holy Ghost. But but so I started the room. A bunch of friends hopped in. Quadrius hopped in too, and was co-hosting with me. And I mean, it just blew up, and we ran out of time. Like we had to stop, or we would still be going right now, listening to new music. So I said, "We gonna come back next week." Came back the next week. The same thing happened, kept happening. Same people kept showing up. More and more people kept showing up, and people were like, "Well, I just came out with a record. Can you play my record? I just came out with a record. Can you play my record?" And we got turned on to so much new and wonderful music that it was crazy. So we kept it going all last year. We've still been going. We took a 3 week break, but we've been going, and I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, I think now we have a playlist from last year, Mama Sue, and it has, if you listen consistently, it has 1.1 days worth of music. It's like over 350 songs in the
Wow.
playlist, and it's all music that I never would have heard had I not started that room and had the wonderful artists that have come through not come through. And I mean, it's been crazy, amazing to where we've had Byron Cage in the room, we've had Ernest Pugh in the room, we've had Pastor John B. Key in the room, we've had Vincent Bohannon in the room, we've had, I mean, just a lot of people who are like mainstream now. And for me, it's crazy because this couldn't have, I mean, it could have happened another way, but the way that this was supposed to happen is crazy because it did. So,
It did. And after we were in these rooms and just began to talk to one another, and you would begin to see personalities emerge and gifts begin to emerge and people doing things. So it was just absolutely wonderful. I see on here now Fred Houston. He's
come
saying,
on,
my
Fred.
people, because
Fred did it.
Fred was in those rooms. Fred, the orchestrator, amazingly talented. Oh, strings. Oh my goodness, he's just amazing. But I want to tell you that that room is open. It's a public room, and everybody that's on here, you have the capability of joining Clubhouse. It's an app that is available to everybody now. It started out just being available to iPhone users, but now it's open to everybody. So if you have a
Everybody.
smartphone, you can get on there and come to the Let Me Hear Your Song room, which is part of the Headphones Clubhouse every Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, they always think that Eastern Standard Time don't need to tell the rest of us. You know, they think we all on the same schedule, but it's 9:30 Eastern. So everywhere else that you are, you'll know what time zone you should be in to be able to catch that at 9:30 Eastern Time. For those of us in the central time zone, that's 8:30 for us, and so on, like Calgon. But we sure would love to have you come and be part of that room and kick it with us and see what we got going on and just enjoy it, enjoy the music, enjoy the fellowship, the community. And when you get to seeing those profiles and hearing those voices and making that part of your community, it's like no other. Let me tell you, it really was an intense something that happened because all of a sudden, here we are having a face-to-face event and people coming from all over the country
All
to
over.
share as part of that event. Wasn't that wild?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And
That
I
was
mean, without
wild.
hesitation too. Like, what? Mama Sue's what? Oh, okay. I need to get my plane ticket now. Where's the hotel?
Yeah, it was amazing. So, for those of you that haven't tuned in yet, Angie is saying, let me hear your song, Born on Clubhouse. Thanks, Sheridan. It's been a joy every week.
Thank you,
She's
Angie.
always in the room. Mariella has been in there. She says it is an amazing room. Woo, woo, woo. And so, we want y'all to come on through. And we are so excited because not only has there been the Let Me Hear Your Song room, for artists in the United States. But you've given birth now to another room for international artists. Tell us a little bit about that, Sheriden.
Absolutely. So I'm the co-creator of that. I can't take 100% credit. Have a friend that comes in the room. Her name is Takosa, and we were talking one day on the subject of "Let Me Hear Your Song," and she was saying, you know, it's so late because it's like Mama Sue said, with the Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we disregard the time zones of others. We apologize. Um, but for GMT, I believe they're like 5 hours ahead. So don't make me do the math. It's like early in the morning when we start that room. So she was saying that, you know, I wish some of my friends could come and experience what we experience in that room because it's amazing, you know. And she kind of went on about it. And I said, well, okay, well, we need to create a room for those who aren't in our time zone and those who are outside of the country. And she said, okay, you know, so we kind of went back and forth with some logistics. And I said, okay, yeah, we can start it. And we'll do it on Sundays. And we'll do it the same time in you guys' time zone. So we'll do the 9:30 or 9 o'clock at that time, but we'll do it in GMT. So that was 4 o'clock my time. I didn't have to do the math because I know what time it is. So we do that every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 3 p.m. Central, Mama Sue.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
I can go on
Uh-huh.
back because it's 2 Mountain and 1 o'clock Pacific.
All right.
But that's 9 p.m. GMT, and we play our only artist outside of the United States. Now, this past Sunday, we actually kind of mixed it up because I played some of the U.S. artists in this room, and it was some stuff that they hadn't heard. So we
Mm.
stirring the pot, Mama. I'm just saying, but it's an
Ah.
amazing experience though. And I'm meeting Crate, like the production over there. It's like you would be surprised. I'm gonna just say show up to the room because the production over there, like they take this thing seriously, like super seriously. And I haven't and I'm not saying that there are no mean people or no bad people over there, but they ain't coming through these rooms. Like the people who are coming through these rooms are absolutely amazing, open spirit, just willing to give, wanting to learn, wanting to connect. And that's we're about community. So that's what it's all about. And yeah, it's the bridge. It's what it's called because I haven't said that yet. It's called the bridge, but it's been an amazing experience and will continue to be.
Ah, well, mad respect to you, Sheridan, for all the wonderful things that you are doing in music ministry and the opportunities that you're giving to people to just be heard. Because a lot of indie artists don't have a platform, but once they get an opportunity to be heard in this room, it's a wonderful thing. There have been connections made on Clubhouse for people to meet radio promoters and radio programmers and other artists and figure out who they can collaborate with for a variety of things. So don't belittle what can happen by the networking that can take place on social media. It really
Absolutely.
can be very powerful. It can be very powerful. Well, we're at the end of our time for today. It seems like it has
I
flown
know, right?
by, but I have enjoyed every second of it. Sheridan, would you like to give us a parting word to encourage us as we end on today before we
Absolutely.
say goodbye?
Absolutely. I'll just say, I've heard it 1,000 times. Whatever you do it with all of your might and do it for the positive effect that it should have on others. The unique thing about gifts from God is we give gifts to other people to bless those people that we give them to. God gives us gifts to bless other people, and they bless us as a consequence. So be obedient to God, be obedient to your gift, and yeah, do it with all your might. And Mama Sue, thank you so much.
Ah, it's my pleasure. For everybody that's with us, Sheridan, hang out with me after we close so I can tell you one last thing. But for everybody that's here tonight, we want you to like and share the broadcast so that we can grow those numbers and do all the things that are in my heart to do. If it's in your ability and you desire to be a part of what we have going on, go on over to my website and drop your email address so that I'll be able to communicate and contact you. Or if you want to send something, you can do that via Cash App, or you can do it via Venmo, or if you just like old fashioned snail mail like I do sometimes, just go ahead and drop it in the mail and we can take it like that too. I appreciate every single one of you for being here and for loving Moments with Mama Sue as much as Mama Sue loves you. We're getting ready to close now, but we hope you'll be back with us on the third Monday of this month when we'll have another wonderful guest and we'll look forward to connecting with you. Bye bye. Woo! Now that's what I call a great show. Woo! We out of here. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Mommy! Ah, now we can do it a little better than that. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Moments! Oh, well, all right, come on with it. Mums and Mama Sue. Mums and Mama Sue. Moments!
Moments. Mama Sue.
Never know what to expect.
Hey. Mama Sue. Moments. Moments, yeah.
Can't you? Well, now we might be done a little bit too much.
Moments.